Where is the order management sheet? Okay. We are working on the GOP, right? In the last session, we completed defining the ATP rule. Correct?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we'll talk about the sourcing rule. In case of ATP rule, what are the promising modes of ATP rule? 3 types are there, right? What are those? Sir, I'm not asking about lead times. Please listen to the question. ATP promising modes, ATP types, supply chain based and lead time based and
Infinity, sir.
infinite. Okay. So coming to the sourcing rule. Coming to the sourcing rule, 3 are there. Shift from, transfer from, and make from. Okay. Order management and GOP, global order promising. Sourcing rules. And please listen to me for 10 minutes and later you will understand the concept. $53K. I'm creating a rule called shift from. This is the effectivity date. And the type I'm selecting as transfer from, and org I'm selecting our Hyderabad org. If the org is not displayed here, means it is not collected. You need to collect that org nation. It is showing now. If it is not showing, that means collections. You have to collect that org. Allocation 100%, rank 1. Allocation 100%, rank 1. What is this rank 1 allocation 100%? I'll explain you. So you have to concentrate on this. I selected the org nation here. Save it. And after that, from the assignment sets, search for the existing assignment set called global order promising. Search for this. This is existing assignment set. Open up. Open that. And from the drop down, I am selecting item and enter the item here. Suppose if this item entered in the sales order, I would like to source that item. From the sourcing rule I just created now. Okay. So if this item is entered in the sales order, this item is going to source from which sourcing rule? This sourcing rule. In this sourcing rule, we selected which org nation? Hyderabad ordination. Understood?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And here we added only one item. Okay. So generally, the sourcing rule is used to identify the source for that sales order. In the sales order, if you enter ordination, that is fine. Suppose in the sales order, you entered Bangalore org. It will take Bangalore org only. The first preference is sales order. In the sales order, whatever you selected, that is first preference. If you don't enter anything in the sales order, then only it will come to the global order promising in this assignment set, and it will check whether that condition is having any sourcing rule link. If that sourcing rule link, it will go to the sourcing rule, and from the sourcing rule, it will identify the org. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now here, generally, when defining the assignment set, if I click on this filter button, where is this? This one. This filter button. Here we added the item. Okay. You have to keep on adding the items. Okay. Otherwise, other conditions also available. Okay. Other conditions in the sense, these are all remaining conditions are available. We just used only item. You can use the combination of conditions also. Combination of the conditions. Nothing but I'm adding the customer here. If the customer is not displayed here means the customer is not collected.
Collection.
Yeah. So if you enter the sales order for this customer and this is the site. So this site is Hyderabad site, right? So this site is Hyderabad site. So I would like to shift from nearest ordination. The nearest ordination is our nearest ordination is Hyderabad. So what I do is I will enter the nearest sourcing rule. Okay. So generally in business, this is what is going to happen. So we would like to deliver from the nearest delivery ordination. So that's why based on the customer site in the sales order, if the customer's location is entered as Hyderabad ordination, I would like to deliver from Hyderabad ordination. This is one more kind of requirement the clients like to configure in the application. Customer and customer site. Okay. So in this case, if you remove the item also fine. In this case, what will happen? From this customer, it could be any item. Okay, so in the sales order, if you enter this customer, this site, it could be any item or anything. It will follow this sourcing rule. It's going to follow this sourcing rule. Okay. So first preference is what?
Sales order.
Sales order.
Sales order.
Second preference is, you can say sourcing rule. The second preference is sourcing. So in the orchestration, what is the first step? What is the first step in the orchestration? Schedule step, right? The schedule step is nothing but the GOP step. GOP is nothing but identifying the schedule ship date
And ship from.
and source, the delivery org, nothing but. Okay. So now in the sales order, I enter the org. So it will take that org only. So I have not entered here. I have not entered here any ordination. And I created a sales order for some XYZ customer. The customer is XYZ. So in this case, what will happen?
Sir, it will go and check the condition whether The sales order item has any combination, or based on the customer, it has
As
any
per our
combination.
current configuration.
Yeah.
As per our current configuration, what will happen? I'm not creating a sales order for this customer. I'm creating a sales order for another customer. And also I have not entered any delivery ordination in the sales order. So what will happen? Please think, simple question I'm asking.
System will check for sourcing organization.
Okay. Please respond, team. Always on the mute mode only, quiet mode only. Please respond. A simple question I'm asking. Okay, leave it. People don't respond, I know. So it will fail in the schedule step. It will fail in the GOP step. Why it will fail? Because for this customer, is there any condition here? Is there any condition? Right now, we created only for this customer.
Right.
So in the sales order, not only customer, the item or whatever you entered, whether it is having the conditions in the sourcing rule or not, it will check. It will check. Suppose if the item is there, that is also fine. Item in the sense, if I don't cover this, you may think in a different way. That's why I'm covering this also. అసలు ఏం మాట్లాడరు ఏంటండి ఎప్పుడు సైలెంట్ ఉంటారు స్టార్టింగ్ క్లాసెస్ లో మాత్రం అసలు నన్ను మాట్లాడినవారు ఇనీషియల్ క్లాసెస్ లో okay, so here we have two conditions, right? Now I'm creating a sales order for this customer and I'm creating a sales order for this item. Then what will happen?
It will check for the sourcing rule.
It will check for the sourcing rule. It will take from the sourcing rule. Customer is not matched, but item is matched, right?
Yes, one condition matched.
Item is matched. Okay. Suppose now let us assume I'm creating a sales order for this customer only. Item is also same. And here I'm selecting a different sourcing rule. I'm selecting a different sourcing rule. Same, I'm creating a sales order for this customer and for this item. In this case, two different sourcing rules are there. So which one it will take first?
Customer.
First item will take.
These
Yes.
conditions has the preferences. These conditions has the preferences. Okay. So as per my knowledge, it will take a customer and a customer side, not the item. Item is the last preference. So all these conditions are having the preference when you are defining the sourcing rule setup in real time. Suppose if you are having these kind of clashing conditions, then please verify the preferences of these conditions. Okay. As per my knowledge, it will take out of these two conditions, customer and customer side is the first preference when compared to the item. Okay. And even I'm not sure what exactly the preferences for all these conditions in when please check in the later when you have a need to configure this setup when you're dealing with these kind of classing conditions. Okay.
Okay.
That preferences as given by Oracle.
Yes, that preference given by Oracle. Yes. Okay, or else I'll check and I'll if any documentation is there, I'll give it to you. Okay.
Yes.
Please remind me tomorrow.
Yes.
I will see if any documentation. I have not seen any documentation giving the preferences for these conditions, but these conditions are going to work based on the preferences only. But I'll still investigate and try to see if anything given by Oracle, and I'll let you know. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
how to configure conditions and business requirement also you understood, right? In the second scenario, I discussed about the business requirement only. Generally, we try to deliver it from the nearest delivery ordination. So based on the customer site, what we are doing, we are identifying the nearest delivery ordination. We are configuring in the system so that when you are creating a sales order, you need not to enter any delivery org. Automatically, system will pick up the nearest delivery ordination. Okay. So because of this, sourcing rule concept, advantages are there, disadvantages are there. Advantage is nothing but, suppose I'm a new person joined in the company, I'm entering the sales order. I'm a new guy. I don't know it has to be shipped from which warehouse. I don't know. If I don't know, that's okay, right? I no need to enter in the sales order. Since we configured in the system will take care of that ordination picking. I mean,
Yes.
the system will take care of identifying the ordination. Even though I'm a new guy who joined today or recently or yesterday, I don't know. But we configured the system, so that's why it follows the system. Okay. And disadvantage is, since you configured the system, you have to make sure you properly created these conditions and properly updating these conditions. You have to manage and maintain. If you don't maintain these conditions properly, so mistakenly it may pick up a wrong ordination. If it pick up wrong ordination, what will happen? Rest will follow. Rest will follow means picking, shipping will follow automatically. If you don't identify the wrong ordination is picked to the sales order. So maintenance. Okay. So that's where you have to suggest the client for not go with the item-based sourcing rule, because item-based sourcing rule means it's a lot of maintenance. For every item you have to add here and all. So better to suggest the client not to go with the item-based requirement. So you explain the client about these conditions and ask the client to pick up the other simplest conditions instead of adding every item in the sourcing rule. Okay. And bulk upload is also available. You see here, edit in spreadsheet. So if you click on that, it will connect to the ADFDA and nothing but Excel. Like we discussed about pricing, right? Similarly, it will connect to the ADFDA, and from that ADFDA, you can manage this data also. Okay. Clear, team?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Suppose, some items I discussed about different types of sales orders. If it is a standard sales order, we perform picking and shipping. But if it is a dropship sales order,
We.
it has to be shipped by whom?
Supply.
Supplier. So in case of dropship, we have to configure like this. You can configure, you can say buy from. You can say buy from. And I will cover one more disadvantage with the sourcing rule. I'm going to cover that now. I'm entering the supplier here. This is the supplier. Okay. Supplier side, 100% rank. I'm adding the supplier here. Let me save that. I just saved it. And under the assignment set, under the assignment set, I'm gonna select our buy from source. In this case, what will happen? Suppose if you create a sales order for this customer and for this site, what will happen, team? It's gonna become which type of sales order?
The standard sales order.
So I selected buy from, right?
Yeah,
It
it
is
will be
sales
drop
order.
back.
Dropship.
External drop.
But for the same customer, we have taken the assignment.
I have updated, sir. Earlier, I selected shift from sourcing rule that I updated to buy from.
Okay.
So if you create a sales order for this customer, it will follow.
Drop ship, sure.
Drop ship.
Now, let me explain you here so that it would be more clear for you. You have shift from sourcing rule and you have, okay. So for item A, I created a shift from sourcing rule for item A, and I would like to select from our Hyderabad org for this item. So in the sales order, I entered the same item. Then what is the delivery org here? What is the source here?
50, Hyderabad.
Hyderabad's
Hyderabad.
Yes.
In the sales order, I entered Bangalore org. Then
Bangalore org, sir.
Bangalore org. Okay, Bangalore org. Now, I don't want to enter the org in the sales order. I mean, I don't want to enter the source. But my requirement is for this item, sometimes I ship from my organization, sometimes I want drop ship. So why sometimes I ship from my organization? So why sometimes drop ship? Because whenever the customer location and my supplier location are nearer, anyway, this item I buy from my supplier only, and I get it, and from my inventory I ship to my customer. But here, customer and the supplier both are from the same location. Let us assume I buy this item from the supplier from Hyderabad. If the customer is from Delhi or whatever, I can receive the stock. I can ship from my warehouse to my customer to Delhi. But customer and supplier both are in Hyderabad only. That's why I'm asking my supplier to ship the product to the customer. That means I want drop ship.
Yes, in that case.
Sometimes I want to ship from my warehouse. Sometimes I want drop ship. In that case,
There will be two sourcing conditions.
Even then, how system will identify?
Sir, is it based on the stock availability, sir, or I'm just thinking.
even the stock is there, but customer and supplier both are from the same location. So anyway, I have to buy this product from my supplier only. Instead of I receive to my warehouse and then I ship to the customer, unnecessary time waste, transportation charges. That's why I ask my supplier to deliver the product to the customer. If the customer location is not nearer to the supplier location, then I ship to my customer. So since you configure the rule here, you are binding to the system. So this kind of flexibility you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Since you are creating a rule, you have to follow the rule. You have to follow the rule. You have to follow that process. If you want the flexibility, if you want this kind of flexibility, nothing but based on the situation, my source going to be different. Based on the situation, sales order to sales order. Based on sales order to sales order, my source is different. The same item, sometimes, I ship it. Sometimes I ask my supplier to ship it. Nothing but buy. So in that case, better don't go with the sourcing rules. That's my suggestion. better don't go with the sourcing rules. Don't configure that. If you don't configure the sourcing rule, you have to educate the client to enter the source in the sales order itself. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in case of sourcing rule, since you are creating the rules, you have to bind to the system. You have to go like that.
Overriding facility is not there, right?
Let me finish, sir. Okay. Let me finish. So since we are binding to the system here, that's why the flexibility we are losing. Next, I'm talking about this item, the same scenario. Give me a moment. I tied Rakesh to my right hand, and because of that, I'm not able to type. Always it's making noise. Now we have these fancy models in Rakesh, right? Fancy
Yeah.
models. Just thread is okay. But if they give us the fancy models, we are not able to type. It makes a lot of noise on the keypad. Okay, I just removed one. So all ladies, just give only thread Rakhi to your brothers. If you give fancy models, it's difficult to carry or I mean throughout the day. Let's come back to the same situation. What I'm saying is this item, the same item, sometimes I would like to buy from my supplier. Sometimes I would like to standard sales. So I don't know how many of you are able to remember this. That's why I have to tell you again. Dropship and then back-to-back sales order. 3 are there, right? So standard sales order basically nothing but you have a stock and you're going to ship that stock to the customer. Okay, dropship is nothing but you'll ask your supplier to ship it. Correct?
Yes.
In case of back-to-back sales order, what will happen?
We'll get the
Once the sales order
Well,
created, we process as a PO, we receive the stock, and the received stock we ship from our warehouse. Correct?
Yes.
yes, sir.
So in case of back-to-back also, we are shipping from our warehouse only.
Yeah.
Okay. Only in case of dropship, we are not shipping. We are asking our supplier to ship it. I want these 3 flexibilities for this item. Sometimes, I could be, if I have the stock, I directly ship it. If I don't have a stock, I want back-to-back. So for this item, if the customer and supplier location is nearer, then I would like to go with the dropship. Now I'm adding another situation here, third situation. So for this item, suppose if I have a stock, I directly go with the standard sales order. If I don't have a stock, I would like to go with the back-to-back. Because after I create a sales order, automatically system will create a PO and we receive the stock. And after receiving stock from our supplier, we ship from our warehouse. Okay. And third situation is, suppose in case of customer and supplier are nearest location, I would like to go with the dropship. Third situation. Now tell me how to configure. If you go with the sourcing rule. So, always business need the flexibility, right? Always business needs the flexibility. Okay. So that's why, if you go with the sourcing rules, this sort of flexibility is difficult to achieve. Suppose if the client saying, no, this item we always ship from our warehouse only, we always perform standard sales order, then it's straightforward, no problem at all. Create a ship from sourcing rule, that's it. No problem at all. No, if the client is saying, no, sometimes, we do drop ship, sometimes we do back to back, sometimes we do standard sales order. In that case, then what is the point of creating a rule? Sourcing rule. Because you are not going with the rules. You're not going with the process. Then don't go with the sourcing rules.
Sales order level can be entered as per the
Better to suggest at the sales order level itself, you select whatever you want for that sales order. So that business users are gonna train accordingly and they will select in the sales order whatever the source they want. Okay. So coming to this situation. These two situations, it is also not suggestible, but this is achievable, I'll tell you. In the sales order, if you don't enter anything, here in this example, what will happen? What is the source here? In the sales order, you have not entered any source. Then which source it will pick up in this case? As per this example.
from organization Hyderabad organization.
From Hyderabad or
Right.
from Hyderabad organization. But I would like to, for this sales order, I would like to go with the dropship. Then in the sales order, the business user can enter directly supplier here. So as per this, what is the first preference?
Sales order.
So sales order you entered what? Supplier.
Supply.
Then it will follow dropship. If they don't enter, it will follow standard sales order. Understood?
Understood. So is there any place like in EBS we were selecting a source as an external? So
No, we don't select like that. It's a different process in Fusion. I'll cover during the dropship cycle. But this kind of behavior, it can confuse the business users.
yes.
If you don't properly train them. Sometimes you enter, sometimes you don't enter. You're confusing the business users. While I'm explaining, are you confusing or not?
Yes.
Similarly, they will confuse a lot. They will also forget. If you want to go with the sourcing rule, go. Otherwise, don't do mix up. Don't do mix up. That's my, but this is achievable. This is achievable. Ajay, you asked, right? Can it be overridden or not?
Yeah, basically the idea is like, okay, whatever the GOP recommendations are there,
Yeah.
can it be overridden so that then later on business want
It
to
can be
compare?
overridden based on the first preference. Whatever you enter in the sales order, it can be overridden.
Yeah.
It can be overridden by entering at the sales order level itself. But sometimes you're asking business users to enter it. Sometimes you're not asking business users to enter here in the sales order. Okay, they should have a clear idea and we should clearly instruct them unless they will do mistakes.
But that is before submitting the sales order, no? Like post submitting the sales order, when the GOP process is initiated and finalize the recommendations for the users, business user, is it overridable post that also?
That is also I won't recommend, sir. It is overridable, but that is I won't recommend, because once the sales order is submitted, they leave it. It will not throw any error. They should keep in mind that they should override that. If
But
they
the
don't,
business may come out with some genuine reasons. Okay, yes. Though I would like to maybe 99% case, I want to go with the GOP process recommendations. But maybe in 1% scenario, when the business actually need a genuine reasons to override that particular recommendations.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's possible to override after sales order submission. In your case, yes, of course, 1 or 2%, it's okay.
Yeah.
But every time overriding is not recommendable.
Obviously, business will not, obviously, no consultant will give that kind of recommendation as well to business user.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine.
So, clear, right? How the system is going to work in Fusion. If you have a sourcing rule in place and if you don't have a sourcing rule in place, how system will work, understood, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts? If you are having any confusion also, please clarify yourself. This is very important. If you want me to repeat, I'll repeat. This is important. If you don't understand this, you cannot understand order management at all. So simple, if you enter in the sales order, that is first preference. If you don't enter, it will take from the sourcing rule. Okay. And if you are suggesting sourcing rule to the client, then client should go with that conditions, with the rules that is configured in the system. System will work accordingly. If the client is saying, no, for one sales order, I go differently, another sales order, I go differently, then don't suggest sourcing rule. Then ask client to enter in the sales order itself. And also its maintenance. But advantage is, what is the advantage of the sourcing rule? If I'm new to the company also, if I don't know this item has to be delivered from which organization, if I don't know also, that is fine. Because I'll enter the item, I'll submit the sales order. Then sourcing rule is going to identify the org for that sales order. Org or source, whatever it is. That is one advantage. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? And also, I'm talking about the preferences, nothing but condition preferences. Okay, as I mentioned, all these conditions are having the preferences by default Oracle has given. When you compare customer and customer site and add item, customer and customer site is the first preference, item is the next preference. Like that, remaining are also having the preferences. I will check and let you know. Okay, I'll take your questions.
Do we have checking of availability? So if we know that this customer is having the we have to either ship from our organization or ship from the supplier. So if we take the assignment level as an availability, so first it will check our
Can I have your email ID?
Manoj, Mandri
Manoj?
Mandri, yeah.
You completed practicing the cycle, Manoj?
Yes.
Of course, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just out of please.
Yes, okay. Started sales or practice completed?
Yes.
Okay, total I received 3 emails as of now.
Yeah.
This is sales order, right? Okay. Your question is based on your practice actually.
Okay.
Okay. So here, when you are entering the sales order,
Yes.
you see any availability button?
No.
When you're entering the
Yeah,
item?
we have yes, we can check that
Here, at the time of entering the sales order.
no, when entering we don't have.
Don't have, right?
Yes.
So your question is having the answer, right? You understood the answer?
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
In Fusion, like in EBS, in case of EBS, you have availability button. You can click on the availability button. You can see what is on hand. But
Right.
in Fusion, you don't have availability details before you submit it.
Correct.
After submitting it, you'll go to the availability screen. There you can see. But
Correct.
while entering the item, you'll just only see here in stock and out of stock. Here,
Correct. Correct.
only in stock and out of stock recommendation you'll see.
Yes.
Okay, you will not see the exact availability. And this in stock and out of stock recommendation also, it's based on your collections.
Okay.
It's based on your collection also. Because your collections is doing what? It's collecting the on hand, right? It is collecting the supply, right?
Correct.
Based on the collections only, it will recommend in stock and out of stock. Here, one problem is there. One problem is nothing but you have received the stock.
Mm-hmm.
You received 1,000 quantity. So your on hand is having 1,000 quantity currently
Yes.
since you received it.
Yes.
And you are entering the sales order for that item now.
Okay.
You are entering now. But collections has not completed running.
Okay. Okay.
Then it will say no stock.
No stock.
But you have a stock here.
Okay.
You have a stock here. But collections you schedule to run after 1 hour or after 2 hours.
Yes. Yes. After completion of that only, it will come as an
Yes,
in stock.
it will consider. After completion of collections only, the stock is considered.
Right. Correct.
But you schedule to run collections in the evening or maybe in the afternoon.
Okay.
So till that time, the sales order it will display no stock only, but on hand is there. Everyone,
Okay.
you are following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
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 So as I mentioned, order management application is integrated with the planning. Because of that, all these drawbacks are there in the product. So if collections, if you on hand is there, we just received the on hand. But collections, it will run after 1 hour because according to our schedule. After 1 hour, it will run. Till that time, it will store no stock only. Suppose collections failed. Collections program is failed. It has run, but it is failed.
Even then, it will come as no stock.
It is failed. And it is not informed to IT. It's not informed to IT. Okay. We ignored it. Or it's informed to the IT, but IT is trying to fix the issue. IT is taking 1 day time.
Okay.
Okay. This in stock and out of stock recommendation, it's based on the collections, the collected data. Okay. And we cannot completely rely on this suggestion also. We cannot completely rely on this suggestion. That's why during my implementation, I asked business users to go and check the availability in the on-hand page only. Don't trust on this in stock, out of stock recommendation. That's what I suggested to the business users. Of course, ఆ తర్వాత వాళ్ళు తిట్టారు. That's a different scenario. But so do you need to check for every sales order by going to the on-hand page? But luckily, they're maintaining the stock information in their Excel file.
Okay.
Excel file. So they're okay to check the stock in the Excel file before they submit the sales, or they're okay with that. But I won't suggest you to blindly go with the system recommendation.
But like whoever migrating from EVs to Fusion, that will be a big challenge.
They will kick you during the implementation. That's why I don't take OEM implementation. My company asks me, I'll say no. Product, if the product is supporting you, then you can do that implementation successfully. If the product is not supporting, then it's difficult for you to manage that project. That's why I'm not taking any OEM implementations. If my company asks also, I won't take. I am happy to resign, but I don't take.
Sir, there is no like option to enable or disable collections, because Oracle have thought about it by this time, I think.
Yeah, so I tried that also. Okay. If you disable, the integration with planning, okay, if you can disable that, I'll tell you. In that case, what will happen is you'll not see in stock and out of stock recommendation data. It will display no data. The moment you enter item, you'll see in stock and out of stock, right?
Yes.
Instead of that, it will display no data found.
Okay.
Because if you collect only, it will display data. You're saying we don't want to run collections. Then how the data will display? It will display no data.
Okay, so there is no workaround. So we need
No
to run.
workaround as of now. Yeah, better to go with the collections only, no workaround. But sourcing rule, you can ask clients to not to go with the sourcing rule. You can suggest them. But collections, they has to go. And there is an enhancement request to give the availability button here. There is an enhancement request. Oracle may release that functionality in the next releases. I don't know when. Yeah, as I mentioned, they're improving the product. I see some improvements compared to the previous versions. They might improve it. But the problem with the complete design problem is there. When the base design is not good, then it's difficult to improve the product. They should have given like an EBS order management only, but they brought all these things into the picture. You can also contact if any one of your friends are working in Oracle support. You can also ask them, hey, what is a product stability of order management application? They will tell you.
Right now, it looks very difficult to.
I mean, if it is, if the client does not, if the client is not used EBS, it's okay, a little bit okay. If the client is used EBS and EBS has a lot of flexibility and good functionalities, then definitely they don't like Fusion. And also, when the client is having a lot of business scenarios on the order management, at that time also it's difficult. If the client is using only standard sales order, okay, only standard sales order, no other sales orders, nothing really big, then it's okay to implement order management for them. They don't create much orders in a day. Maybe they create just maybe 10, 20 like that. For small clients, that is fine. But if the big client and then they have a lot of sales orders, a lot of business scenarios to handle, it is difficult. Any more doubts?
Sir, one small doubt. There is allocation, right? Allocation and percentage.
I'll come to it, sir.
Okay.
Not explain that, I'll come to that. Okay, I'll explain that. So in the sourcing rule, you can do like this. I'm selecting a different supplier, and 80% I would like to get it from this supplier and 20% from this supplier. Understood? Rank
Okay.
is same. Rank is same. What I am doing, the complete, suppose your sales order is 200 quantity. Your sales order is 200 quantity. When your sales order picks up this sourcing rule, 80% is ordered to this supplier, 20% is ordered to this supplier. So out of 200 quantity, 80% means 160 is ordered to this supplier, right?
Yes.
And 40 going to order to this supplier. Clear with the allocation percentage now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Even if it is shift from also same, it will be take, suppose if I give the
Yes, sir.
Bangalore and
In case of
Hyderabad.
shift from also same allocation percentage, we can divide like that. Okay. And I'll cover what is rank. So to cover rank, the shift from is example is good example. Let me open the shift from example. Manage sourcing rules, and I'm going to open the shift from case. Okay. Any guess how this will work?
Yeah, Hyderabad will pick, sir, 100%.
Okay. I'm talking about ranks. If the stock is available, you know, Hyderabad is the first preference.
Yes.
If the stock is not available in Hyderabad, then Bangalore is the second preference. If the stock is not available. Understood?
Yes.
It goes to the rank 2. Suppose, let's think about third scenario. Partial stock is available. Partial on hand is available. Then order quantity is 100, and in this org 80 is there. 80 quantity is there. Then
It should go to the first line.
your sales order is split into two. Your sales order split into two. 1.1 is for 80 quantity and 1.2 is for remaining 20 quantity. Understood?
Yes, sir.
If both are not having the stock,
You will get back orders.
back order status, sir.
Yes.
Okay, we'll discuss those scenarios later. Okay. Understood allocation percentage rank?
Yes.
Now we are using which assignment set here? This one, right?
Yes.
Yes. Distributed one.
So we need to, you know, here you can actually create your assignment set also. How the sales order is going to pick up the assignment set? There is a configuration. Okay. In the configuration, you have to mention which assignment set should be considered by the sales order. So we are here, profile option. There is a profile option called this one. And that's the default assignment set. What is the configuration name? Manage administration profile options. So see here, which assignment set is selected here?
GOP.
Okay. So make sure before you submit the sales, or if you want to try with the sourcing rules, make sure this is selected to global order promising only. Now some students, they will change to their assignment sets. Okay. So always you make sure if you enter source in the sales order, that is okay. But if you did not enter source in the sales order, you want to try with the sourcing rule, then you make sure global order promising is selected. Under the global order promising, you configure the conditions. Okay. Okay, team.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
After the last topic for GOP is, after defining the ATP rules and sourcing rules, we have to run a program. We have to run a program. Rules, schedule, process. Refresh and start order promising server. Okay. So for the first time, you select everything, but from the next time onwards, suppose if you perform any changes in the ATP rule, just select ATP rule. In case if you created a ATP rule, or if you perform any changes in the ATP rule, if you create new sourcing rules, or if you perform any changes in the sourcing rules, okay? So select only that particular object. For the first time, better select everything and run it. Right? So this is again a additional step in Fusion. After running the collections, make sure you also run this. So this you have to schedule after completion of the, suppose you decided to schedule to run collections at afternoon 12 p.m. and the collections, it will take 30 minutes time, right? So at 12:30, you schedule this. 12:30 p.m. you schedule this to run this program. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what it's gonna do, it's gonna refresh the GOP server. In case if your ATP rules and sourcing rules, in case if you modify, then you have to run this program definitely. Okay, it will take 5 to 10 minutes time to complete. So that is about GOP. Okay, so tomorrow I will discuss the distributor order orchestration. As I mentioned, I'm not taking session on Saturday. Okay, tomorrow I'll take the session, no session on Saturday. If you have something, you can plan in the weekend, okay? Or utilize the time for the practice. Saturday is my birthday, so I would like to take a rest.
Advance
Advance happy birthday, sir.
Advance happy birthday, sir.
happy birthday, sir.
Advance happy
Advance,
birthday.
advance.
Tomorrow we have class. We can settle tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Any questions, please? Okay, so if you're having little confusions and if you need more clarity, I suggest you to watch the recordings again and again. Okay, important. Pricing is important, and GOP is important. You should understand the behavior of all these models, how they are working. Okay, then only you'll become a great consultant. You should know the behavior of all these modules, each set of functionality, behavior, how they work. That's what the functional consultant should have. Technical consultant, they only write the coding. But we need to understand the system and the behavior, okay? Some practice status emails I received. Let me see, Girish, after a few days, huh? Completed the
Yes, sir.
pricing, huh? Okay.
Almost, sir.
Okay. In case of pricing also, I covered mostly all the scenarios. Apart from the scenarios that I covered, you will not face, mostly you will not face any new scenarios. Mostly you will not face. In all my projects, whatever the scenarios that I faced, not only in my projects, in my wife projects also. My wife is also supply chain consultant. So in her projects also, whatever scenario she faced, I covered in the pricing. Thanks, Girish. Hello, Neeraj. Oh,
Yes, sir.
great. You're able to manage the time, huh, Neeraj?
Mm.
Thanks for that. Already 193 pages document you prepared. Very good. Okay, so you're almost on track with the auto management. All right.
Mm.
Neeraj,
Mm.
any session is pending to practice except yesterday's session?
No, sir.
Only one session, yesterday's session pending,
No,
right?
two sessions.
Okay. Hello, Harish. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir.
How's the practice going on, Harish?
Fine, sir.
Your mic is working now?
Working, sir.
What's the problem?
Maybe laptop, sir. I'm changing my laptop.
You change the laptop. You're asking questions and then if you don't respond, how can I clarify it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Still pending 2 sessions, sir.
It's not allowing me to download.
Sorry, sir.
I'm opening in the Google Docs. What about interview preparation? Harish, you want job quickly or you want late?
Yes, procurement I'm preparing, sir. Next I will start order management.
Okay.
I'm facing one interview also, sir.
You're facing interviews also, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And crack one interview.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and completed first round, but second round, yeah, pending, sir.
Okay.
With project manager.
Okay. Very good. All the best. Yeah, boost up your confidence level by attending interviews.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you
Yes,
get
sir.
demotivated. Sometimes you get
After
motivated.
attending, I know something in which type of questions asking.
Correct. That's right.
Yes, sir.
Currently, you are in which location?
Vijayanagaram, sir.
Okay. So, yeah, as I mentioned, I started operations in some company, right? Oracle practice. So things are going good. We decided to take 20 recruiters exclusively for Oracle practice. 20 recruiters. And yesterday I had a call with Accenture also. So we are trying to get the requirements on Oracle side and
Freshers also there, sir.
Freshers as of now, no, but we're also planning for a freshers program. We had a discussion with the management yesterday.
Okay.
That will also
Congratulations.
that will also
Congratulations, Krishna, for the engagement.
Yeah, so actually, this will help my students also. That's the reason I took this additional responsibility, so that I can place good students into the companies. But I may take 1 month time to settle down there and to get my things going. As of now, all the recruiters are busy with other requirements, positions. That's why 20 recruiters we decided to hire. By September 10th, we are planning to hire 20 recruiters. Currently, from Accenture, we have technical openings. Shortly, I'll message that requirement in the group. But I'm trying for functional requirements also. I will let you know, Tim. Okay.
The Tech Leads IT is recruiting 20 recruiters, Krishna?
Not Tech Leads IT. I have partnered with another SAP company.
Okay.
I started Oracle practice there. So there is one project. And also parallelly, we are starting the staffing operations on Oracle side.
Sourcing.
Sourcing. They're already having, all the clients majorly. Suppose from Tech Leads IT, if I start separately, again empowerment and then the compliances part, it will take a lot of time.
That's true.
Onboarding ourselves, it will take time. That's the reason I tied up with the existing company so that it could be faster. Accenture and some companies, they have a lot of compliances we need to follow.
That is true.
That's why from Tech Lead side, I'm not doing. For staffing, I am doing from separate company called Jetamine. You must have heard about vCentric company. That's an SAP company. Yeah, vCentric. Yes. One of the founder started separately this company. That vCentric company is acquired by Entity Data.
That's true.
After that, one of the director has not joined with Entity. He started his own separate company.
What is the name, Krishna?
Jetamine. This is a company. Yeah. So yesterday I had a discussion with the developers also to update the website also into Oracle technology. Right now it is only SAP. So this is the office building. It's a new building, brand new building. It's their own building only. Totally close. Begumpet. Behind Lifestyle building. Okay.
Congrats, Krishna.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, Harish. Keep going good. Hello, Ankaya. No attachment. It's okay. That you have mentioned that you did the pricing configuration. Thank you. Okay. That's it. 4 emails. Very good students. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Hello, sir.
Who is that?
Sayed.
Tell me, Sayed.
ఒక విషయం అడగాలి సార్ మీకు.
చెప్పండి.
మొన్న డిస్కస్ చేసాం కదా, అది ఎడిటింగ్ చేసేది కొంచెం. సో ఒక డౌట్ ఉంది సార్ నాకు అక్కడ. చెప్పండి. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏ మాడ్యూల్స్ అయితే మెన్షన్ చేస్తున్నామో దాని గురించే మొత్తం రోల్స్ అండ్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్ రాయాలి, అంతేనా సార్? సివిలో
అంటే బేసిక్ రోల్స్ అండ్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్ మోడల్ స్పెసిఫిక్ గా ఉండవండి. ఓకే, రిక్వైర్మెంట్ గ్యాదరింగ్, ఐ పార్టిసిపేట్ ఇన్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ గ్యాదరింగ్ అంటారు. చాలు, అంతేగాని ఐ పార్టిసిపేట్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ గ్యాదరింగ్ ఫర్ ఇన్వెంటరీ, ఆర్డర్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అలా మెన్షన్ చేయనక్కర్లే. ఎందుకంటే పైన మెన్షన్ చేస్తున్నారు కాబట్టి చాలు.
అదే కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉంది సార్. సో అది నేను పెట్టిన రోల్స్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ ఓకేనా సార్? ఓన్లీ నేను మాడ్యూల్స్ మెన్షన్ చేయాలి ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ లో కదా
సార్? నేను ఏం చెప్పాను, ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ సపోర్ట్ రోల్స్ అండ్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్ పెట్టారు.
ఓకే, ఇంకా అది ఎన్హాన్స్మెంట్ తీసేయాలి. ప్రొడక్షన్
నేను చెప్పలేదు.
ప్రొడక్షన్ అండ్ ఎన్హాన్స్మెంట్ ఉండే కదా సార్ అందులో.
సార్ మీకు క్వశ్చన్ స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ క్వశ్చన్. ఈ వీడియో చూసారా మీరు?
ఏది సార్?
ఓఎం మెథడాలజీ వీడియో చూసారా?
మొత్తం చూడలేదు అది.
మొత్తం చూడండి, మొత్తం చూసి రెజ్యూమే గురించి మాట్లాడండి.
సరే, ఓకే.
So watch this entire the 2.5 hours video, okay? And after that, refer to this roles and responsibility documents. So first you study what is there in this folder, then you get the clarity, okay? After the clarity, prepare the resume.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. సార్ అందరికి చెప్తానే ఉన్నా కదా ఈ వీడియో చూడమని చెప్పి, ఇంత కష్టమైతే ఎలా అండి మీకు? అందరికి చెప్తానే ఉన్నాను. టెల్లింగ్ టు ఎవ్రీ స్టూడెంట్ దట్ వాచ్ దిస్ వీడియో అండ్ గో త్రూ దిస్ ఫోల్డర్. యు ఆర్ నాట్ డూయింగ్ యువర్ ఎఫర్ట్స్ అట్ ఆల్. It's not possible to, complete everything in 3 months team, okay? If you want, no, I'm not talking to only you, sir. I'm talking to everyone, okay? Not only you, sir. I'm seeing everybody is not going through this folder at all. It's not possible to taught by faculty everything, each and everything. It's not a possible team. Just consider your academics also. In your academics, your faculty is going to teach everything in the book. He will just teach only one example. You have to solve remaining examples and problems. You have to do your homework. Most of you are not doing. Okay, sir. Prepare and let me know, okay?
Okay, sir.